The Institute of Policy Studies brought together 120 people from different sectors in a series of scenario planning workshops to discuss Singapore of the future in year 2026. Over 2 months, these people were put into 3 groups to discuss and debate 3 key issues that will shape our future. Each was led by our in-house expert. The first topic was longevity, led by Chris. The second was on skills, led by Xiaoxi. And the third was on innovation, that was led by Faisal. In their 3 groups, the participants came up with the driving forces of change that will really shape those areas that they discussed. They created scenarios around those driving forces, and then they developed strategies that will help Singaporeans respond to the trends, the opportunities, as well as the uncertainties that might emerge within these areas over the next decade. Together, we call them Action Plan Singapore.
I participated in this workshop primarily because I was very keen to see how policy planning is carried out in Singapore. And I've actually learned a lot about how government starts to go about collecting information from people and different stakeholders about this. I think the key takeaway for me from this was how diverse the opinions and views are from a variety of people, and how well they all come together to help us build a better view of the skills landscape and ecosystem in Singapore.
I like, in particular, the whole setting of the learning environment and the pedagogy that they have engaged. It's all work from the time you step in till the time you leave. Never a dull moment, very engaging, and with a lot of tension created, but yet out of this tension, we all learn to come to consensus, come to agreement, and I think that's the most important part of it.
Workplaces might be viewed, for example, as orchestras, with conductors and players, right? Skilled players who within an industry can move and learn. Maybe they learn virally as they grow throughout their lifespan.
I take away from this exercise is that Singapore is addressing its question of its strategy for the future very seriously. That bodes very well for the country.
It's been really enlightening, and it's also very good to know that the Institute of Policy Studies is making an effort to get feedback from the ground, from the practitioners in the respective sectors, to obtain feedback, and it gives us a sense of being able to contribute towards the goal to make Singapore a skills interchange in 2026.
The second overarching objective is to improve the self-image of older adults.
So the best way is to have a system that allows people to actually move across, as and when their aspiration changes.
And the last one is really about building a culture of experimentation and refinement.
So Chris, in the area of longevity, how will we have to do things differently?
We're a rapidly aging society. Our longevity track suggested a few ways for us Singaporeans to live longer, healthy lives till the very end. These were to educate and empower Singaporeans about their options on their end-of-life issues, keep caregivers employable and valued, and by removing all age barriers to work so as to create ageless workplaces.
Exactly. On the topic of work, the skills track suggested that people should be valued and hired on the basis of their capabilities, not age, not credentials.
We have 3 suggestions. Firstly, we have to ensure that credentials accurately reflect capabilities. Okay. Second, we should develop academics, in other words, to ensure that there's a greater alignment between workplace experiences as well as academic experiences in school.
And thirdly, to develop multiple career pathways to ensure that we meet changing market demands and personal aspirations.
The innovation track suggests that in a rapidly changing business landscape, you need to adapt in terms of your strategies. This would mean that you need to deal with large numbers of displaced workers and essentially have a funding mechanism to retrain and skill them to move them into sunrise industries such as healthcare and social services.
And this is where the future begins.